What's up, yo, partner player? Lush Uno with another installment. It was 17.5 when I was selling them pies. Ask me no questions, and I'll tell you no lies. It's the You Lied to Me Lush podcast, and I have, as anyone that's been paying attention to me for a prolonged period of time would know, I'm a lifelong hip hopper, particularly. I'm an MC and I'm a tagger. Graffiti has been in my DNA from its inception, or from my inception, I should say, and been wanting to do more content with the bombers of the walls, the beautifiers of the streets, the rebels, the vandals, the real ones. And I have with me one of the illest, you feel me? I want to say beyond all cities, she all world damn near, you feel me? She on her way to, you feel me, big things. I got Sugar, you feel me? AKA Ain't Shit, AKA many other aliases, you feel me? What's cracking with you?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
So I'd like to get as much of your origin story as you feel comfortable talking about.
Okay.
You're from Northern California, correct?
Yes, San Ho.
San Ho, the Shark Tank?
The Shark Tank.
408. Okay,
Yeah.
Very important question. What's the best taqueria in San Jose? This is like because really this is going to tell me everything I need to know about you.
Fuck. Damn, I didn't know you were gonna spring that shit on me. You didn't have me at war over there.
Okay, so I understand this is a highly contentious question, but I know their burritos are like mid, but who has the best orange sauce?
La Vic's.
Come on!
La Vic's.
Let's talk about the orange sauce.
La Vic's orange sauce. You could even buy that shit in a bottle now.
I would mainline it if I could.
We used to steal
personally.
it in their bottles, and then I think they got tired of it getting stolen, so they started selling it.
Mid burritos though, right? Like,
Burritos are alright, but the sauce makes it. Yeah.
the sauce go crazy.
Yeah.
So, San Jose is part of the Bay Area, but it's actually the largest city in the Bay Area. A lot of people don't know that.
It is.
When people think of the Bay, they think of San Francisco, Oakland. A lot of people don't necessarily.
Correct, yeah.
What would you say is like the primary? Like, how would you define San Jose? What's it like as a city?
I'll say it's very like mixed culture. Like you get a little bit of everything in San Jose. Each side reps their side, so it's just kind of
South side, east side.
south side,
yeah,
east side, north side, west side. Yeah, everything. Yeah, but I don't know.
Do you there's a lot of gangs out there and
Yeah.
all that. Like, so when were you first like aware of the fact that, okay, because I'm assuming where you grew up, there's probably a gang presence.
Yeah,
and all that.
I'm from the east side, born and raised east side, but as I got older, I moved towards the south, but as like an adult. So I grew up in the east side, East Hills actually, to be exact, and then more in like the Quimby area after that. But
Okay.
yeah, my dad was a northerner.
Okay, I was gonna say that's like the east side San Jose is one of the biggest Norteño strongholds, pretty much. Like, yeah.
Everyone's gonna argue that. but
Yeah. There's no. It's definitely. We can say it's got a strong presence.
But that's just where I'm from. Yeah.
Right. So how old? So you said Pops is from there. So were you kind of aware of or was it more just like, damn, these are like my family members, this is my dad's friends, my TOs, like?
Yeah, my dad was locked up in prison most of my life, so I'm used to going on road trips on the weekends to go visit in the prisons most of my childhood growing up. So I grew up seeing everything. Yeah, like my holidays were spent in fucking Folsom, Pelican Bay, Delano, fucking Corcoran. Like that's what I was used to seeing. Like that was my normal. You know?
Right, so that's normalized. Did you realize that this is not like the typical experience for a child growing up? Or?
Not until like a couple years ago, to keep it real.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think I really like realized like, oh shit, I had a wild ass childhood too, because to me I had a great childhood. Like my dad was my super fucking hero. Like he raised me, put me on like game, and like lectured me and made sure like I was on top of my shit from between a glass.
Right.
And from miles away and from collect calls. And so like I had certain levels of respect I had to have like for people. There was like morals, values, and everything placed in me from a man that's like
Right.
behind fucking cement walls.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't notice, or it never really crossed my mind that that wasn't normal. Yeah, until like recently.
I had a homie that was locked up for the majority of his child's, you know, early formative years. And his kid, when he would visit him in prison, he thought that it was like, oh, daddy's in it's a castle. Daddy lives in a castle. Like he thought it was all cool. You feel me? And it was like,
Folsom looks like a
you feel me?
castle.
Like you go, I mean, if you're a little kid and you don't really
Yeah.
have the frame of reference, but you've seen,
Yeah.
He-Man or whatever, you don't think like, oh, this is the Castle Grayskull. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's Harry Potter or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, oh, but and then for a long time they would tell him like, oh, daddy's trapped in the mirror.
Oh shit. Okay, that
He would
makes sense.
talk
I
to
can
him.
see that. Yeah.
So was it kind of like when you were a kid, were you just kind of like, oh, this is exciting, I'm going to visit daddy?
Yeah. So my mom used to say he was on vacation, but my dad's family doesn't play the sugarcoat shit.
Right.
So they were very like, talk to me like I was an adult my entire fucking life. So it was like, no, like he's locked up. Oh, that's the homie. This guy does this. Oh, there's drugs over here. There's this, there's that. You know what I mean? So I saw both types of, like, I guess like talking about it, like where my mom tried to like kind of hide it, and then my dad's family was like, what the fuck, like why are you gonna lie to her, because there's no point, like she needs to know of her surroundings and everything.
Yeah.
Right? But with that's actually how like I got really inspired by art, was like how you said, it was like, oh wow, like when I would go to the castle. So when I would go to Folsom, they had this little like gift shop, and it would have like all the prisoners' artwork in there.
Wow,
It
that's
was like
dope.
it was like a little, like, I don't know if it was a gift shop the way I remember it correctly, but in my mind it was like this sick ass little store, but it was just like a little walk-in thing.
But that was just Meatloaf's cell. The homie Meatloaf. He was.
That's what we would do to kill time, because we'd be there early, and I would just go in there and I would see all the art, and then like, I don't know if you've ever seen these, but like they were like little heart, like picture
Yes,
frames.
absolutely.
And
Yes.
they were made out of, I want to say, gum wrappers.
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And fuck, I was just like, oh my God, like I need to have one of those. Like,
No, dude, I was literally, it's so funny you said that. I was just telling my girlfriend about a week ago, about I just lost it a couple years ago, but I had this cross made out of
Socks?
no, even better, made out of dental floss.
oh shit.
That's some paisa doing life made. You feel me? Yeah, it was super ill.
You
but-
lost it? Or
I
you have
lost
it?
it. I had it for like a decade, for way longer than like a normal human being. I know, Shasta, bro, free him. He ain't do nothing wrong. You feel me?
He didn't do nothing.
He ain't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
But, okay, no, that's really interesting. Now,
I had a necklace, because I would go there all the time, and I would tell my dad, like, oh my God, I seen this, oh, I seen that. Like, this is so cool. Like, to me, all these guys were like my fucking idols.
no, they're geniuses.
You
Okay,
know?
and that's so cool that's like part of your artistic origin story.
Yeah.
One of your early influences,
Yeah, it's
visiting
prison
fucking
art.
Pops
Yeah.
in the Pinta, you feel me?
Yeah.
Northerner Pops is locked up. And we're gonna visit him, and we're gonna be influenced by
Yeah, I wanted
the
to be
prison
just like
artists.
them. I mean, I didn't want to be behind bars, but to me, I didn't even notice that they were behind bars for whatever the fuck they did. Because to me, I was just like, damn, you did this shit with your hands? Like, yeah, you probably killed somebody with your hands, but look at what the fuck else you did with your hands. Like, that is crazy. Like, I want to be just like you, you know? And so
100%.
he got me this this necklace, and that's why I'm like, damn, you lost it, because I feel you. I had a necklace that had my government name on it, and it was by, I want to say it was like sock thread and like sheet thread or something, but it was black and white, and it had my name, the little danglies, and I rocked that shit for so long. And then moving around and having just like, my mom was very into drugs, and had like a lot of different men in the home, and so we moved around a lot and stuff.
Right.
And fucking somewhere in the mix, it was gone, and I was just fucking devastated. And I hate holding grudges, but I still am pissed that my fucking necklace is gone.
No, yeah, seriously,
Dude.
because like to me, that's like more valuable than gold or like a precious metal. Like, this is something that, especially when it's someone you know that's like the process it takes to even procure the items needed to create this art.
Exactly, that part. Like,
You know, there's so much thought that goes into it, and it might not even be legal. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's
just,
definitely not. Like, I don't think it is. I don't think they have like the trustees only doing art.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's totally not like a encouraged thing. But hey, they could
Yeah.
be doing a lot worse.
Yeah,
They could,
totally,
they could be literally like making escape attempts or
And I'm glad
bringing
you,
in fentanyl.
you think that way, because I was just telling my homegirl when we were driving over here, I was telling her, like, every bomb you see or like every diss or like everything has a fucking story. Like, you see shit dissed, and like to the average person, they just see that and they're like, oh, some scribbles on the wall. But like, that could have like some whole background story to where somebody's fucking life is at risk for doing that, or like you just never know. There's this whole, like, my brain overthinks like a motherfucker. So every little thing I'm like, wow, like how did they do this? What was their process? Like, oh, this guy really went through all this just to get to that. Like, holy shit.
And this is 1000% what I like about the musical aspect of hip hop culture, in particular, like drill music. Like, you know, when people talk about drill music, it's like, oh, you just hear this song, and you might hear, oh, this guy's talking shit about this guy, but like the whole backstory and the origins, that's what fascinates me. And I'm like, oh, and that's because this dude is from a hood where this guy's uncle shot this dude's, you know what I mean? And like, and it just, there's all this backstory as to why it culminated in this moment of artistic expression, volatile as it may be. So and I see the same in graffiti, and I love that about graffiti. I want to talk about your early experience with graffiti, but I do have one more San Jose question. And just because we kind of touched on the whole Northerner thing and all that, you know, San Jose is actually, you know, the Bay Area in general, and actually everything north of Bakersfield, there's Norteño hoods popping up all through, and predominant once you get past the Central Valley, it's pretty much predominantly you're gonna see 14s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are Sereno hoods up there too, you know what I mean? Like, now me growing up, I wasn't really aware of these dynamics and shit. Even when I went to juvie when I was a kid, because I'm from here.
You're just seeing southern.
Yeah, that's all I see. Like, and so but I moved to the Bay when I was 19, and that and that woke my game up real quick.
Where'd you stay at when you were there?
East Oakland.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I lived in I lived in Oakland for 13 years. I stayed in Vallejo for a while. I stayed in the SCO for a while. I stayed in Berkeley, but predominantly the east side of Oakland. But you know, and Oakland's tatted on my skin is a big part of my story. And but you know, me being at the BART station wearing Dickies in 2001 and you know, a button-up flannel and LA hat, I didn't know what the fuck. I didn't realize the attention. I didn't realize the attention that was going to attract. And so what I was curious about is being in San Jose, where there's a strong presence of both. Obviously, that's a northern city, but there is a lot of, you know, Southerners down there too. When did you first become cognizant of that dynamic?
I knew of Southerners since I could talk, you know, like that was like just it's kind of crazy because I paint a lot in LA and stuff. So I'll talk about that. My family, it's a big no. Like, it is like just, it's an unspoken thing. Like, that is the bad guy and that is just fucking it. Like, you don't fuck with that.
But
then as I grew up and I witnessed everything that I did, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to hate somebody because of where they're from, because to keep it real, I've never been in prison. I've been locked up in jail. I've been in county, but I never been in prison. So my mindset was, that's not my war. That's my dad's war, because he's really living that life. He's in there all my life. So like,
100%.
That's something that the whole street gang shit versus the real prison shit where it's really going down at is in two entirely different worlds.
100%.
And so when people try to like fight this battle that they've never even experienced or been a part of, to me it's a very gray area, and I kind of look at them like, how are you throwing this up if you never lived that life, or like or you're like, you've never been to prison, so you don't face all those those things that they're facing every fucking day fighting for their life. I completely understand why my dad feels the way he does about Southerners from what he's
Absolutely,
dealing with.
because he was at war with them growing up, and he was
Yeah.
locked up, so he was
Yeah.
really frontline. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
But for me, I'm out here and I'm not facing those things. And I'm also a female. And from where I'm from, there's no females that are like all in the gang like that. But out here, there is.
yeah,
That's
and
different.
y'all got there is, but
Yeah.
not as it's not as common as down
Yeah,
here for
yeah.
sure. Yeah,
So,
1000%.
But yeah, like I said, to me, my mindset was, well, I'm not going to hate somebody based on where they're from. Like, you were born in LA. I was born over here, so why should we hate each other because of just from where we were born from? Because, like I said, we never really been into those wars. So it doesn't make sense to me to
Right.
have beef with that. You know what I mean?
Was there ever a point where you thought like, shit, I'm gonna be from the hood, I'm gonna be banging 14, 4 dots, all
Nope.
that? Like, so
Nope.
you never like,
No,
okay.
No, because I lived that life through my family, through the prison system. So it's like, to me, this is kind of deep, but like, I feel like my dad, he had a chance to come out twice, right? He came out and he still went back. So to me, you valued that rag over me.
Ooh,
So you chose to live that over me. And
That's
so
deep.
the value of that fucking baño that I see, you hold that up here and you hold me right here. Like, yes, you will live and die for me and you'll fucking do all this for me and da 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 da, but still, king is that rag. That's your king. That's your Lord. My Lord is God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I respect that immensely, and that's
so I would never.
and salute, and I know because we're friends, you're probably more comfortable even talking about things that you
Yeah.
normally wouldn't.
Yeah,
So I do
yeah.
appreciate it, but this is
That's
dialogue
okay,
that the
yeah.
people need, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really,
for sure,
it's,
for
I
sure.
think it's beautiful that you're
Yeah,
willing
as a
to do
kid,
that.
a kid of a gang member, yeah, I'm sure a lot of kids that are not affiliated, that didn't choose to go that route, probably understand and feel that. And then there's the other way where like I could have went that route and I could have been the world's biggest piece of shit and I could have been on drugs and I could blame everything on my fucked up parents, but instead I looked at their life and I'm like, I want better. I want something more than that. Not putting them down, not saying that their life wasn't shit, but that's the life that they chose and I've already lived that. So now let me go over here and let me create something better for myself, because I don't want my kids to have that story when they grow up that mine is. You know what I'm saying?
It's very wise. And final question on this, but it's just because you're so articulate. I didn't
It's good,
realize
it's good.
that
Yeah, yeah.
you were this articulate. What would happen hypothetically if let's say you meet a guy, right? You fall in love with a guy. He's a
Okay.
great guy.
Okay.
And he's got money, he's got the resources to help you with your dreams and take care of the two of you and start a family and move forward. He happens to be a Sereno gang member. He's you brought him home to your family. What would happen? But he's a good guy. He's not actively pressing lines. He's not gonna meet your pops and be like, "Yo, where you from?" But he's from where he from, and even though he's not active, this is his past, and he's still like, if you go to a carne asada at his Tia's crib, you're gonna see a bunch of Southside homies there.
It's a little weird because
Is that a good question?
no, it's fine. I don't think I would ever be able to actively be with a Sereno gang member just because I hold that loyalty to my pops, even though his loyalty is within the gang, which is, it sounds kind of stupid. Like, I don't owe him shit because of that. But at the same time, my respect and my values is he is still my everything. And so if he says, or if I could risk losing my dad, I've never even known this fucking guy my whole
Right.
life.
Right.
This guy fought for custody of me while he was facing a life sentence. And my mom left my dad during the time that he was facing his sentence. He was in trial. He wasn't even fucking done with his trial yet. And she dipped on him
Wow.
to have the single life and better opportunity. But she was, whatever.
Was that a good decision though, in retrospect?
So some people, you could look at it two different ways. Like, had she have done something with her life, had she had went back to school, had she had fucking graduated and raised her kid, me, like, then fuck yeah, leave that guy. He's gonna go face life. He chose to live that life. That ain't your fucking problem, right? But instead, she chose to go hole around. No offense, I'm sorry. I hope, you know, she might see this, but she chose the life she chose to go be young and party and fucking have me couch surfing my childhood, you know, not having that stability and stuff. So what the fuck was the point in leaving them during that time? Why you couldn't have waited till after, or like you couldn't have, like, where's your loyalty or what? It wasn't within yourself.
Right.
Because you just went and started tweaking and fucking leaving your kid everywhere, leaving opportunities for like my life to be at risk. So what the fuck was the point in even ending that? You know what I'm saying?
Suge, I want to say I really appreciate your honesty and vulnerability, and it really like adds so much more, because you could see the pain in your art, even though your art is fly, but you can see like the passion, and I appreciate you providing a little bit of context on who you are. Now let's talk about the art. Let's talk about the graffiti aspect, which is, if you take graffiti culture and crystallize it to its purest form, I feel like your soul emerges. You are a writer through and through. Now, what I want to know is, what is your earliest memory of seeing graffiti?
Probably through my hood, just seeing like tag banging stuff, you know, and then I really liked it. It sounds like hypocritical because of the whole thing I said about not wanting to ever be in a gang. I didn't want to be in it, but I liked like the hand styles and stuff.
Right.
And so I was just like, oh fuck, that's dope. Like I said, I was just inspired by like the art point of it. And through like junior high, there would be these guides that would like fucking tag everybody's backpacks. And I would kick it with like the skaters a lot, and I was super tomboy, and fucking I just loved the way it looked.
Absolutely.
It wasn't, and I don't want to sound like I didn't love the culture part of it, but I was already kind of living like in the middle part of it with seeing everything I was seeing, so I didn't really pay attention to that part of it as much. I just wanted to like be able to do some dope shit.
Is it okay? You wanted to do some dope shit. Was it primarily like tags at this point you're seeing, or are you seeing like actual pieces?
It was just tags. When I was that young, all I really noticed was tags, because I was just walking everywhere, you know? You're just walking, skating. I didn't really go like further out other than my hood, so I would just see like all kinds of tags everywhere. Okay. And then you know, if we're talking junior high, yeah, I didn't really start like exploring out of San Jose till I got older, other than because my whole weekends were always occupied with going to see my dad.
Okay.
Like so every holiday, I didn't do normal shit. Yeah.
So a huge part of you growing up was literally just dedicated to your dad who's incarcerated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and I ask this to every writer that I chop it up with. Obviously, you know, there's the elements of hip hop culture, graffiti being one of the elements of the culture. Do you feel like there's like a disconnect between like hip hop today and rap music and graffiti, or do you feel like it's still like kind of all connected? Leave it open for him.
So that part, I never really lived that old school. Like, I know I'm older, but my world was different. So I never really experienced like the whole hip hop, b-boy stuff with graffiti. Like that was not even a thing in my world that crossed my path. So I can't really like touch on it too much. I've seen it now.
Right. So you weren't really like aware of the connection between all that. It was just kind of like different.
Yeah.
Did you grow up listening to hip hop? Is like hip hop music a part of you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
In particular, obviously, being from the Bay Area, this is a mecca. It'd be fucked up if we didn't mention it. Obviously, yesterday, the anniversary, 20 years, the passing of Mac Dre.
Yeah.
Was Mac Dre like a part of your childhood?
Man, Mac Dre was huge. So like, I was too young to be partying when he was, when he died. But I was
just the right age.
But I was still. I was with all these older people. I was like I had a fake ID. I was doing the most, but I've always been the youngest in like my group of people and everything. And actually, my kid's dad and his homies had like the fucking old schools on the big ass rims.
That's
and like I
bad.
said, I was way too young. I was 4.5 years younger than him.
Okay.
So they were all like D boys fucking
Right.
with he had his brother had a box Chev on 26s.
Come on.
He had a 72 Cutlass on 24s, and like, you know, we would go do the hyphy thing. The good thing that came out of that is I was a part of like the hyphy movement shit,
As
and
was I was
being
there.
too fucking young, but I was a part of it with him.
Scrapers,
So, yeah,
sideshows.
I fucking learned how to ghost ride my Maxima
What?
in heels with my homegirls, and like I had one girl out the sunroof sitting on top, and I had the other one sitting out the fucking window, and I'll just ghost ride that shit and everything. It was part of like that was a huge part of my like 2006, 7, yeah.
Did you ever? So you were probably too young, but at that time in San Jose, there's clubs like Johnny V's that were super cracking.
I remember Tunes.
Tunes
And I
was-
remember Voodoo, and I was way
Voodoo
too fucking young
Lounge.
to be there. Actually, met Devin the dude there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in there. Like I said, I had a fake ID. I had met Trax a Million. I was kicking it at the
Tracks.
studio.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Trax.
I was
yeah.
actually I'm glad you brought Tracks up.
Too Short and fucking Baby Bash and stuff. And I don't know, they probably don't remember me. Those guys, I'm sure, partied every day back then. But there was a music studio on Taylor and 9th, and I would always be over there just fucking like watching everything.
Okay, so you brought up Baby Bash. He has a song. It's called what? Sugar, sugar.
Yeah, it is not about me. When I say that on my page, I'm just fucking joking because people always send me that, or like whenever they take flicks of my shit, they use that song, right? And so I'm used to hearing it all the time. And yes, I met him in the studio, but he probably don't even remember me. That shit was not
Baby
about
Bash
me.
wrote the
That
song.
was not about me.
Sugar, sugar.
No.
About a Theater Mehaina from the Zay. All right? Just so you know.
That is a joke when I say that. It is not real, but
Well, you
it's
didn't name
funny.
yourself. What made you call yourself Sugar?
Honestly, so originally I used to
Baby
be
Bash song.
I used to be called Barbie, because I always would like do the most and like dress up and wear heels and shit with my homegirls, the Bay Stars that I used to party with. It was my party crew, and it changed from Barbie to Sugar because of, dude, I'll always bug to go get fucking snacks.
Right.
Like, I love candies. Like, even she knows, going in the road trip with me, like, I pull over and I go into the liquor store or the gas station and I gotta get, like,
Sour Patch Kids?
I fuck with Sour Patch Kids, but, like, really, I like everything, but my Mexican candies are my shit.
Okay.
But, you know, just, like,
I'm a big Poporino guy.
yeah. Oh, the yellow. Yeah. I was like, oh, I got you. I thought you said tamarindo. But no, yeah. It's just really my sweet tooth, my junk food addiction is where sugar comes from.
Okay.
My grandma would call me sugar too, though, but it just kind of went hand in hand. And then one of my homies was like, you always gotta stop at the fucking store for your fucking snacks, fucking sugar. Like, and it just stuck.
So I do want to talk about where I first seen you and how I became aware of you. But before we get into that, I do want a little bit more of the origin story. So
Okay.
you're seeing the placas, you feel me, tag bangers getting up.
Yeah.
When did you first grab a Magnum and hit the walls?
Probably, I would say 7th grade. Like, after I got my backpack tagged, and it sounds so dumb, but like after I got my shit like hit up by everybody like that was tagging at that time in my my middle school, I was like, I'm gonna fucking do that. And I remember it was a black JanSport, and they hit it with all gold markers, so I had like everybody's shit on my thing, and I wish I still had that fucking backpack. But
I'm sure there's some legendary hit ups on that.
yeah, and then that made me like, I was like, I'm gonna fucking do that. Like, if they could do it, I could fucking do that. And then it was like the ugliest shit ever, but I just started fucking around. I didn't stay die hard on it though.
Right.
But it like came and went, and then I just like let it go, and because like
You didn't get in trouble or nothing? Or?
Nah, never. And life came through, and then like I was more like living to survive, where like my focus was on making money. I started working at 12 years old.
Okay.
At the Newberries. Well, it was called Newberries. Now it's called like Tropicana something center. I don't know. It's like a shopping mall.
Right.
But I basically went in there and I lied and said I was 16. I put on hella fucking makeup. I had, I got in a fight with my mom, wasn't staying with my mom. I needed to make fucking money to like buy clothes for school and try to do everything on my own and just like kind of couch surf. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go ride my bike over there and see if like they'll hire me, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, you guys pay cash, because they pay illegals cash.
Right.
So I went over there and I put on a fuckload of makeup, said I was 16, told this guy who was selling shoes like, hey, I'll work for you for $50 a fucking day or whatever, and he was like, okay, cool. And basically like I would dress up even more, and this sounds kind of sad because I was only fucking 12, but I would wear like, little dresses or little skirts or whatever to like, there's a bunch of fucking perverts, so they're gonna buy shoes from me versus the dude, because I was making commission off the shoes.
Right.
On top of the $50. So
The fact that
I used my fucking looks at 12.
Yeah, and the fact that young girls that are like trying to actually be wholesome and support themselves and help their family have to even, the fact that that's even
Thought in my mind at that fucking young too.
I don't blame you for that though. It's literally a survival mechanism, and it's unfortunate, and it shows what a sick, sad world we live in. But it does make sense.
But you know what? I haven't stopped grinding since fucking 12. And then he opened a store in the flea market. So I went from going after school, working at the shoe store in the shopping center, then I started working on the weekends for him. So I was working 7 days a fucking week.
At a certain point, he realized probably you're a little younger than you said you were.
Actually, no.
To this day.
Sorry.
My bad.
But in that like area, you can get paid, to do cash jobs, just because like that everyone looks out for each other out there.
Right.
So.
And that's around the same time you're picking up a Magnum and a Sharpie and just.
I tried to, but yeah, I pulled back off of it because, like I said, I was just more into like, how the fuck am I gonna survive? My mindset was on like, how can I make money? How can I get a place by myself at this age? There's no one that's gonna rent me a fucking apartment. There's no one that's gonna do this. So then I would couch surf between different family members, and just until I became like 15, and then I rented a room. And then I got like legit job. I actually forged a work permit. I stole it from the high school.
Wow.
And I got hired at Save Mart grocery store on a fake work permit.
I'm assuming that you would have. That I was gonna ask if you looked into legal emancipation and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I didn't even know what the fuck that was.
Okay.
I just knew like I kept trying to go back to my mom, and we just kept beefing it, like literally fist fighting in the fucking front yard. Like it just wasn't working out. So I was like, all right, I gotta find another way, because this shit ain't good.
Yeah, open it for him, please, baby. He's here now. Oh, okay.
I was like, because this shit ain't good. And I ain't trying to put hands on my mom.
No, I mean.
And then we were doing that. And then I was like, dude, I can't hit her back, but I also can't take like the shit either. So it's like, what do you fucking do? Like, you get the fuck out of here. That's what you do.
Right. You
walk
remove
away.
yourself from the situation.
Yeah, you walk away. And so then, I got hired at Save Mart on a fake work permit. And they fucking called to check my phone number. Back then you could totally bullshit like like on any job applications. You put your homie's phone number and hey, calling for a reference, and it's like, oh yeah, I know her. Yeah, she works for me.
1000%. I remember you
can't do that shit now.
No, you can't. There is a store. It was like a music shop. Near where I grew up near Santa Monica, called Merrill's Music, and I put them on hella applications because they had been shut down for years. So it's like, what you gonna do? You feel me? Like, yeah. So
I did that with the merchandising company that had laid me off like later in life, and I just kept putting my best friend's phone number, and then for years we just kept putting each other's phone numbers.
Yeah. Ping pong, you feel me?
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, so you stopped for a while. When did you start?
So then I actually met my kid's dad when I was working for the Save Mart, and then he was all into like, he was selling what he was selling and then surviving in his own way. And then I kind of moved into like that lifestyle.
That makes sense. Okay. So, and that was my original assumption was like, did you stop because you got knocked up?
I had my daughter at 18,
Okay.
but I was with him for several years
That's
before.
like as a Latina, you might as well
Before.
be like 34. 18 is like
Yeah,
old. To have a
yeah,
kid. Like,
yeah. And then, so yeah, when I got with him, he didn't really like the whole grafting or tagging because, well, his story is, you know, he tried it like in his hood once and he got jumped or something.
Right.
So he didn't fuck with that. So he was like that's a no-no.
Right.
So because now this is the new man in my life, not necessarily my dad every weekend. Now I got loyalty to this guy, and he's like, nah, like
Was he a gang member too?
No, he wasn't a gang member.
Okay.
No,
Right.
he was more of like a. At that time, he was a dope boy, you know. Like
Okay.
so.
Okay.
So, and I mean, now he's all straight. Now he's good. He's got a good head on his shoulders, good job, everything. You know, he's not in that lifestyle no more. But at that time, for years, that's what he did. And then I rocked by his side. And we were together for from when I was 15 to like maybe like 13 years.
One of the biggest, and not to like keep regurgitating this topic,
No,
but
it's
just
cool.
because it's somewhat
It's cool.
applicable right now. One of the biggest differences that I've noticed between, you know, northern and southern Hispanics when it comes to like gang banging and things like that, and just culture overall, is it's a lot more segregated down here, and people are not really a lot of Southsiders and families of Southsiders are not down for them to be dating outside their race, particularly like with,
That too, yeah.
with black people and things like that.
Yeah.
But up north, that's like way more accepted, and you know.
Actually, no.
You didn't feel okay. I was gonna wonder.
No,
Was that
you
an
know,
issue for your family as well?
I'm not racist at all, and I will definitely date outside of my race. But to keep it super transparent, I never looked at an African American man in a way where I would be attracted to him, or the thought even crossed my mind that he was attractive or cute, because it was just an instilled no.
That's just like a
So-
cultural like Chicano
Yeah.
thing.
So like he could be the most finest fucking dude sitting next to me, and I would never even have the thought that he was attractive. And it's not because I hate him. It's just because I'm formed to like not look that way. But that could be my friend. That could be my homie. That could be
Totally.
like someone it's not like that, but I could never marry. And so, yeah.
Dr. Umar would be proud. Okay, no, and this is
So
not
yeah,
an atypical
I've never
thing.
dated a black guy before, yeah.
We could do 20v1, 20 black guys versus a Northern Cali graffiti artist. We got the space right here. All right. With that being said, so you wound up gradually getting back into it and all
Yeah,
that?
so then so I went through a divorce. So a lot of people talk about this too, especially out here, like a lot. So the LA scene has a lot more female writers, and up north not so much. I mean, there is a handful, and there's some heavy hitters up there, but it's not like here.
Right.
Here, like you go down a street and like maybe every other name is a girl's name, which is
Right.
dope. I love it.
Yeah.
I wish there was more female writers up north, but there's not.
Right. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I would like to answer that. I don't fucking know.
Because it's funny, because like the Bay Area in particular is such like an accepting, open-minded place.
Yeah.
And like
There
they're
are
very
female writers,
progressive. You would
but it's
think that
definitely
there'd
not like
be-
here.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. You're right.
I don't know. That's a great question, though. I would like to ask other female writers from up there what they think why.
And like, you know, obviously New York has a lot of legendary graffiti writers going back to Maria. You got Claus. There's so many.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's so many graph legends in NYC, but that are women. But you know,
But
yeah.
I also think the Bay, like, we have to work so fucking much. Everybody out there has like 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Like the rent is insane.
Cost of living is nuts for
It's
y'all.
fucking insane.
Nuts.
So I could see where maybe like there's just no time for it. Like you really like the hustle out there. It's just like if you don't work 2 jobs, you're not gonna fucking make it.
2 jobs and a side hustle.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's it, but I know that that's a big part of my life. Like I work my full-time job, and then I do my art hustle, and then I still make time for the graph shit, and then I have to make time for my kids. But the only way I can do that is if I work fucking graveyard, and I only sleep like 3 hours a day, you know?
What would you say, like, how did you form, like, your alphabet and your hand styles?
My hand style sucks. Like, just say that for the
I disagree.
I haven't, well, I don't work on it. That's why. Like as far as tags, I mean, my hand style, I don't work on that. I don't spend my time on that because I spend more time on my whole cars, like my trains.
No, yeah, you're an end-to-end burner. Like, like.
So if there's only 24 hours in a day, I gotta split myself in all these different fucking directions. What's gonna be more important to me? The way my tag looks, or the fact that I got a whole car in and I still have that tag? It's not the best fucking tag, but you know I was there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna trip off working on that. I should, but you know, 24 hours in a day.
Did you do that because you were like sick of fools trying to like diss your spots, or like try to like, you know, try to or spot snipe you and shit? Like, oh, she gonna catch a spike?
No, I feel like
because how did you get into doing like
big shit?
Yeah, like full. You basically do full productions by yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I feel like I want my shit to be seen. I want to be loud. Like I want, like if my name is all I got when I'm gone, like you fucking seen that shit. It was huge. Like if you pay attention to like benching videos and you see trains, so like there'll be like these sick ass burners that are like, you know, one of my homies, he takes his time like doing these sick ass pieces on trains, and I fucking love them. There's so much detail, there's so much like work that and thought that went into it, the color scheme, the every fucking thing. But you know what? Like when you see those, the only ones that get to appreciate those is people that walk the yard. Right? Because it's sitting still. But normies that are like just at a traffic stop, they can't really see that.
No.
They see whatever the fuck is like huge and in their face. So if I want my name to be seen more than just our audience within our like train world, it's got to be fucking huge. And then now I got all these people that didn't even really know shit about graffiti, like a part of my life now, or my following or whatever, because they seen my shit like in their face, you know? So yeah.
What about bombing the BART?
I've only done tags on the BART. I've never painted the BART because they got the BART police
They don't be doing
and all that shit. They got the BART police and all that. And I actually hit a BART spot, but it's like a wall, and the BART workers pulled up on me, and he went fucking absolutely crazy, yelling, calling me a piece of shit and all this stuff, right? I was with someone else there too, but yeah, he was like, he was going wild. So I got upset because I had to pack my shit up. But my dumbass was hitting it during the daytime anyways. Like,
oh, you bold.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stroke his ego, pack my shit, and leave. I came back at fucking night, and I wrote, his name was Steve. His name tag says Steve. And so then I went back, and I went way bigger than I was gonna actually do at all. I was just gonna do like this little skinny, like top to bottom, but skinny letters. And because he did that, I went fucking huge. And then I put calm down, Steve. Like, so now while he's working, he's got to see like this fucking bitch came back, you know? Oh, can I cuss on here? I've been cussing. I'm sorry. So look, that's the most I've done with BART. I've never like bombed the outside or anything. Little tags inside.
That's so funny too, because Steve's supervisor probably got hella mad at his ass.
Oh, for sure. But taking the BART from San Jose to San Francisco is fun as fuck.
It's super
then
fun.
You just take your backpack and go hit tags out there, hit bombs out there, and fucking catch it right back home. Like.
And y'all just got the damn BART in the past few years. You feel me? Back in the day,
I remember when that shit was getting built, and you could see it from the flea market. Well, we call it flea market, but out here you call it swap meet.
Swap meet,
yeah. So Berryessa Flea Market, that's where I worked for the guy on the weekends. So I'd always see them like building that shit, and I'd be like, they ain't never gonna finish that. And then now I write it. So.
I didn't think that they wanted any riffraff from Oakland migrating down there because I know that like anytime San Jose cops have always been fucking dicks. They're like some of the meanest cops. And I remember getting blurped out there. I got blurped out there a few times, and they always
especially the sheriff.
Yeah,
the
sheriff's
got the big and the lady ones too. The lady ones gotta flex like their balls because they, you know. You're in a man's world.
Yeah. I've been told multiple times by 12 in San Jose. They look at my ID and be like, "Get your ass on the 880, go the fuck back to Oakland." You feel me? Like, we don't want you here. Yeah. So I'm surprised that the bar even allowed it. And I know you have a time thing, so I don't want to keep you.
You're
for too
good.
long.
I could probably. I guess I'll probably do like another 30 minutes.
Okay,
here,
perfect.
If that's cool.
Yeah, we're good. Just want to, want to make sure.
Thank you.
So okay, now, what was your first? Did you have any when you were in your early days of tagging and bombing and all that? Did you have any cool graffiti beefs? Fools trying to diss your spots, you dissing fool spots? Any wars?
Yeah, actually, I've had a couple run-ins with dudes, and usually they're my exes. Like,
really?
They're like guys I dated. Well, two of them were guys I dated, and then another one was some random dude from the valley who had like some ego trip off a spot that was like he had got dissed, and I drive the 5 like every other fucking weekend at the time to come to LA, and I seen his shit dissed. I gave him his time. Like, I think a year had already gone by and he didn't get his spot back. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking catch that shit on the way over here next time. So I caught it, but I went bigger, better, top to bottom.
His shit was already dissed, you said, right?
Yeah, and for a year, and for a fucking year.
Yeah.
And so I went top to bottom, huge. And then fucking he decided to do some weird ass social media war, and I was like, okay, motherfucker. He went and like dissed over me and then put like the song Window Shopper, like saying I was broke and shit like that. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? You don't even exist, dude. Like, what's going on here? I've never seen this before. I don't know who this is. Like, it's not anything personal because I don't even know who this guy is.
Right.
And his end looked like a fucking dick and balls. So so we kind of went back and forth at it. I think 3 times I had to drive out there to the 5 just to go get the spot back because I would not back down.
Wow.
And he kept driving out there too. And then I find out the motherfucker's like a muralist trying to do graph too, which I'm not against, like there's people that are like muralist staying there laying this. To me, it's do whatever the fuck you want to do. But if you're going to do it, like you need to do it. And you need to like back your shit 100%. I don't care what you are.
When I hear to me, and we all have our own definition, and you obviously have a very nuanced take because as we can see, you are covered in paint at this moment. You just were painting right now. When I hear muralist, I think legal.
Yeah.
Like to me, like you could be a graffiti artist even if you don't even write your name or whatever, but you doing crazy artwork. But if it's illegal, that's like bombing.
Yeah.
Mural sounds like something commissioned by someone like you know what I mean, named like Muriel Askin III, in association with the autistic organization of bourgeois douchebags.
You know what though? I respect them. I do.
I respect it too from an artistic level, and I love it.
A lot of people don't, but I do.
I respect it
to a certain extent.
Yeah, but I respect the outlaw aspect of graffiti culture, and we don't give a fuck. We gonna do what we do. So when you say someone that was a muralist trying to get into graffiti, that's kind of like, you feel me? You might as well just be it. Like, that's like changing gangs. That's like turf hopping. That's like
but I don't know the guy. He could be like me, because I also will. If somebody wants to pay me to do a fucking mural, I'll be the fucking muralist for that day.
Correct, but you started.
But I am.
You started illegal.
My core is graph, but I will definitely do some legal shit. I'm about the art, like, you know. But so I couldn't really like. I didn't want to bash on him for that because I didn't know him or anything about his background or anything. But I was just like, dude, you're fucking with me. Moral of the story, you're fucking with me. Like, you want to really test me. And the thing is, a lot of guys just see me as just some chick that started doing graph as an older female. And it's like, okay, so to finish answering your question, I got divorced. And then after I got divorced, I went back to me and my core. And it was almost like I started my life from where I left off before I met him, right? So I'm like, I'm not just some chick that started out older. I just finished my life, or I'm continuing my life from where I left it or whatever. But that's that. And then I was also raised by a bunch of fucking thugs. So it's like, yes, I might do modeling and shit, and you might see me as just some dumb, like, I don't even want to say pretty because I'm not cocky, but like, you might just see me as some like pretty bitch that paints walls. But like, I have this whole like morals, value, respect thing, and I will fucking fight your ass. Like,
she's down for the squabble. That's for sure. She got some chunkums.
I can't take that part out of me, no matter how hard I try. Lately, I've been trying to just be like more smooth about shit and not be so angry and like work on all that stuff. And that's why when I was talking to Jerm about like the shadow work and stuff like that, I'm totally on the same thing. But my core still is like, even if it's not going to be physical fighting, if you have to fight this person with your art, then you're going to have to do that. Like, you have to stand up for your fucking self. Like, there's just no, I can't bitch out. Like, I just can't. So anyway, I ended up winning that wall. And the funny thing is, the funny thing is that shit got demoed. Like, they fucking knocked it down like a couple months later.
Wow. You won the war.
I won the war, but then I told myself, was it fucking worth it? Was it worth all that gas and the hour-and-a-half drive to go fight this fool? And then I'm like, yes, it was. Because you know what? I still stood my fucking ground.
No, totally. And this wasn't one of your ex-boyfriends, but
no, that was just some random. But the other beefs that I've had, it was with exes that like shit just went sour, and then they couldn't, let shit just let me go. So then they fucking went to war with me. Like, it's just stupid and weird.
So okay, do you feel like is it difficult for you to find civilians, non-writers to be in relationships with?
I love this question. Yeah. Fuck yeah. So I would say, like, my baby's dad was a civilian, even though he was like in the dope game when I met him. Like, his normal life was like civilian life and nothing else inside of the graph stuff. But I wasn't doing graph stuff during that,
right.
So it was like a
right.
normal life. But after I left that and I went into graph, I tried to like do the whole like online dating thing, and I went on one fucking date, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? I was so shocked by how dating is now, because I've been married for fucking 13 years. Right. And the era then versus the era now is so different. And now we're like swiping and like, what the fuck? Like, so then I go on this one date and this dude's just talking about himself the whole time. He buys me pizza. And then I'm like, just eating the pizza, like listening to him talk, and he starts talking about how his homie's a cop and like bragging about it. I'm just like,
bye.
Fuck. I'm just like shoving the pizza in my mouth at that point. Like, I have nothing to say to this guy. I need to get out of here.
You want some donuts too?
Yeah. I was like, damn, if only you knew, man. And I was like, fuck, I would have this whole secret life with this dude. This ain't gonna work. I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I literally was like, oh, you know what? Dude, my daughter fucking called, and I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm out.
Like, I wanted to, because I don't like lying. I wanted to just tell him the truth, but I was like, yeah, it ain't even worth it. I don't even know this guy. Fuck this. I'm out of here.
Nothing personal. You're just like a little bit too much of a J-cat for me to talk to, so I have to leave. Like,
but then, like, part of me wants the fucking normal life. I talk about it on my page all the time, where I'm like, dude, I just want to relax. I wanna purchase a home. I want fucking chickens. I want like my little art room. I want like land and fucking animals, and I want to fucking chill. I'm exhausted of all this
Catch
shit.
spot on some pigs.
I want
you
it by
feel
a
me?
train yard so I can just fucking be that old person train rider that just goes out and does their train and then goes back home, drinks their fucking coffee and kicks it with their animals. Like that's my goal of retirement there. But you know, I'm not there yet. I think I still got a little fight in me
You
still.
still got some more scuffs to get on your chucks.
Yeah.
Now, the first time I became aware of you, I want to say it was on Fools Gone Wild, and I saw this girl.
Oh yeah.
Saw this girl catching a tag while some dude was trying to eat her ass. Literally, you're in the middle of catching a spot, and some dude's trying to pull down your pants.
This is awesome. I love that you brought
that
that shit up, man.
And he's
We were
trying
just
to
talking about
lick
that.
your butthole, tongue in culo.
Oh, my
No
God.
tongue in cheek. This is a real scenario. What the fuck is going on here, Sugar?
Okay, so now I can laugh, but before I used to cry. This is a actual DV situation that was only that part of it was caught on. I say film because I'm old, but like on phone, camera,
yeah.
whatever. But like, so that is my ex. Ether, I will say his name, Ether. We were in the car and he was
look on your
screaming.
hole like ether still.
Yeah, and he was fucking screaming at me so fucking loud that someone from the apartment building I didn't even notice was there started recording, probably for like what the fuck's going on or maybe for safety, I don't know, but I was trying to like de-escalate the situation, and this dude's like 6'2", I think, and
I couldn't tell because on his
small.
knees he was probably like.
So, and I'm small, so I was like, fuck, dude, he's probably gonna kill me tonight, or like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm fucking scared. So I'm just gonna grab this can, and the first like survival instinct was tag the fucking mail truck, and he's gonna follow your lead because he's just fucking dumb. Like, you know what I mean? So he's drunk. He's shit-faced drunk. He's dumb. He's being aggressive. He's yelling at me over some follower I don't even follow back or know exists. And fucking, I'm just like, get me the fuck out of this car. Well, I go over there, and then I start hitting the mail truck. And let me just be clear, I would never, ever paint a fucking mail truck. I mean, out here, I've seen that people do tags on
Man,
them.
fuck a mail truck.
No, dude, that's a federal. That's like not a
Oh
little.
yeah, she wouldn't do that. But
misdemeanor,
I'm
nah.
saying, but fuck them.
Yeah, no, I don't know. The mail guy works hard
I
to
ain't
get
mad
you
at
your
the mail
mail.
guy, but we can paint up your truck.
Yeah.
We ain't trying-
But I
My
don't know.
cousin,
I don't
the
know.
mailman.
Just
Shouts to cousin
mail
Michael.
trucks are federal offenses, and I just
Yeah.
wouldn't do that. Just I don't know. It's not in my thing. There's certain things
What
I
about
won't
a
paint
female
on.
truck? Tudum ching.
For like kids' schools and
Right.
fucking mail trucks and shit. There's just certain things I wouldn't do. But I did it that night because I was trying to de-escalate the situation. And while I was doing that, he literally tried to kiss my ass because he knew I was like starting to cry already. I was already crying while I was doing that thing. And he literally like did that, and you can see in the video, like I push him
Yeah, you
away,
weren't,
and
like,
I'm trying to
into it,
like
for
get
sure, yeah.
I'm like trying to get away. And then 2 years later, well, okay, so that night I got away from him. He ended up like pulling a strap on me and just like all this crazy shit. I got a ride home from 3 fucking pimps in Oakland that night because dude fucking popped my tire, took my purse, like all this crazy shit.
That was in Oakland, right there.
That was in Oakland.
Okay.
And so, so whatever, that happened. And then I went into a bush to hide, and I was crying my ass off. And I hear these dudes like next to me, and it's 3 dudes that just like, you know, they have a hooker there with them, and then they send her off, and you know, they're like pimping right there.
You're probably in the east side. You're near
they're-
International Boulevard, probably.
and they come up to me, and one of them goes, "Hey, are you good?" And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, and then they see Ether walking around yelling sugar in the street. And then the guy looks at me. He looks at him. He's like, who's like, is that for you? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, don't even trip. He has a fucking strap on his pants. He's like, we got you. And they fucking stood right there until he took off. And then they fucking offer me a ride home. And I'm like, okay, either I could get pimped out by these guys. I don't know them. They could seriously hurt me. They're strapped up. Or they could save my life and like really have my back. But I either go with them or I go with Ether and die by him. Like, which fucking thing's gonna be the better thing to choose? So I fucking went with the pimps. I was like, fuck it, I'm out of here. You know, so
good choice.
Yeah, and then they had my back. They drove me all the way to San Jose from Oakland.
3 pimps. That's like biblical. John 3:16. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know they even fucking pulled over, got me something to drink. Fucking yeah, it was
I'm
crazy.
sure they would have offered you a job if you were down to accept
But they
it,
respected the fuck out of me.
Nah,
And
for
one of
sure.
them was like, I have a sister, and I swear to God, bro, if like she was alone out here, like fending for herself, like I would want any man to step up and do what I did. So that's why we're gonna take care of you. And I was like, all right, cool.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Right. But yeah, so my beef,
Some of them wear Air Force Ones.
one of them was black ones.
Yeah, black ones.
All black Air Forces. But
And Stacey Adams, apparently.
they there's a swing in Davenport, a beach swing that went viral that has my name on it.
Right.
So originally Ether had that. Okay. So my letters look a little weird on that swing because I matched the same color and I took his fill and I turned his fucking letters into mine, and I wanted to make sure it was visible that those were his letters.
You're like...
I wanted to slap him in the fucking face after that Fools Gone Wild video came out, because that shit came out 2 years after the fact of that shit happening. So, and then him to go online and call me a liar. I was pissed more that like we could have kept the thing quiet and you leave me the fuck alone, but you want to go on there and talk your shit. All right, I'm gonna fucking make a bitch out of you then. You want to do this to me? All right, cool. So I got the swing, I fucking did my little thing, and then it ended up coming out on Spray Planet and went viral. And it wasn't viral when he had it. So that was one of my like graph beef things. That's the backstory. And I actually got tired of people reposting the fucking video because people repost it.
It is an amazing video.
People repost it to like get their clout off of it.
Sugar Gone Wild.
So
Yeah.
I made this as like a clapback. Yeah.
This is what I was about to say that I noticed about you.
I'm making pins out of that though, because I'm like, I'm gonna make. You guys want to keep getting views off of me, off of my fucked up situation? I had messaged Fools Gone Wild, and I asked them to take the video down, that it was a DV situation and I was having to relive it. And they did not. And they left it on, and they left me on red. So then I was upset. And then, yeah, I like, whatever. It just kept going viral. I get it. It was like a funny video, whatever.
No, but
now
once
I
you say,
understand.
like, once you contextualize it like that and you say DV, it no longer is.
Yeah,
like, a
it's not
cool video
funny.
at
Yeah.
all. Like,
But
I
so
don't
then
fuck
I was
with
like,
that.
okay, you know what? If you can't beat them, then join them. So I was like, you guys want to keep making your profit off me with getting your views, then I'm going to make a profit off the thing too. I'm going to make pins out of this and I'm going to fucking sell them. Like, fuck it. What can I do? I can't do anything about it. It's not going to get taken down. It's already been 4 years.
You're like a straight, like, drill tagger. like you're a driller. Like, I love it. This is the energy. You're like,
Yeah, I had to make a statement with
warrior.
taking his field too, and like, you know, I could have went over and made it really nice and like did it like proper and stuff, but I wanted to make an ass of him on purpose.
amazing. He tried to eat
He
your
made an
ass,
ass
so
out
you
of my
made it.
ass.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
so
There's so many things I want to touch on. I know we don't have much time, unfortunately. A few things though. So have you always been more of a solitary writer, or you were a part of? I know you've been in crews and things like that, but it seems like you're more like into collabing with artists occasionally, but you're like a solitary creature. Is that accurate to say?
I was always a wonder. I did join a crew and I rocked with them for about a year, and then things just didn't work out. So I just said different strokes for different folks, and I just fucking dipped, you know? I mean, much love to a few of them. There's one of them that I don't rock with, that actually made the Selena slap out of, because it's like, You have fucking and honestly, that's just about anyone in general. Like you have like people so fucking close to you that are ready to shoot your ass over some envy bullshit. You know.
So you feel like you got a Yolanda Selena
So I
situation
feel like
going
I
on.
had a Yolanda that wants to like, you know. So I just said fuck it. Like I've already spoke up so many times.
That's so funny because
And I'm just, you know, I don't like the fake love shit. I don't like people that talk shit about other people and then expect you to think that they're not gonna do you the same. So there's a lot of situations where I will fight, but there's other situations where I'm like, you know what? No matter what I say to you, I've already said it so many times, it's not gonna change anything. So fuck it. I'm just gonna walk away.
it's funny because that totally reminds me. In a Germ Free was in a cipher recently, and she has a bar. I put the LA and Latina. Why all these Yolandas trying to do me like Selena? You feel me? Like, yeah, like,
Yeah, because Selena's just so happy and like gave a lot of love to a lot of people, and then look what the fuck happened. And I feel like, you know, I'm not saying I'm exactly like her, but I do have a lot of similarities, and especially my grandma being from, you know, originally from Texas and stuff too, and then came to California. So I always liked Selena growing up, and you know, I kind of idolized like her happiness. Yeah, even though her
Jeez.
childhood was not normal, but like she made the best of her situation and then became successful and just like so happy with her big smile, and always related to that. But yeah,
Selena, that's like I'm so
so back
overdue.
to a wonder again, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still a couple girls in the crew that I still have love for sure. Yeah.
Do you feel like because you said like you know there's more female graph writers down here than there are up there, but your crew is like all ladies or
Yeah, and actually, I think it's the only all-female one out here,
That's
if I'm not
crazy.
mistaken.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't got to say the name or whatever because
Yeah,
we don't got to
yeah.
bring you. Feel
I feel like it could have been something really huge and really great, and I really wanted to go bigger with it, and I wanted to go like I had before I had left, I had talked about expanding, and I wanted to go like I had a girl in Mexico that I wanted to put on, and there's a chick in New York that I wanted to put on, and there's a chick in Australia I wanted to put on, and I wanted to make it like this fucking big powerful thing, but you know, just we have different ideas on stuff, and that's okay. But I think that after I realized how much energy it would take from me if I'm not, and I'm okay with giving my energy and giving my love, but if it's not returned to me in the same fashion, I can't continue to waste my life. I need to move on. So I don't think I would ever join a crew again. I think I think I would like to make impacts on other people's lives and still like rock, you know, maybe meet that chick from Mexico and do something with her. But now I'm just like, I'm just gonna go do the collab thing. I'm gonna just keep rocking by myself because I feel like I got a big ass heart, and a lot of people do not have big ass hearts anymore. But I'm old school. I was raised differently, and it goes back to being raised by like people in prison. There's rules, there's things, there's certain ways you treat people. There's certain words you say that will start wars. Like there's just, you know.
100%, and I could see like, do you feel like the fact that you're like a baddie, like you're an attractive woman, like do you feel like the other graffiti writers that might be like some like busted looking bitches might be jealous because you could like get down with the art, but you're also cute?
People say that, but I never looked at myself in that way. Like, I don't think I'm ugly, but I don't see myself as like Miss fucking baddie, this, that. Like, I'm not very cocky at all. Like, it might seem like it because I post like little selfies with like little like things, but like,
You know you cute.
no.
Get the fuck out
Like,
of here.
I'm very humble. I actually grew up really weird looking, like really funky. I didn't sprout until like I got older.
That's the same thing my girl says. She's like, I don't know though. But,
Yeah, I was actually like so insecure. Like, you know, I still have a little bit of insecurities, but I've been working on that.
Now, sexy.
Thank you.
You've also been on you've been on like a spiritual journey, I want to say. I don't
Yeah.
know if spiritual is the right word, but
Yeah.
definitely like you're being more health conscious.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not, you know, there's no real extracurriculars in your life as far as drinking.
Yeah, I
and
went completely sober since April 19th.
Amazing.
Everything, cold turkey,
Amazing.
nothing. I haven't had not a fucking thing. And yeah, it's been a weird journey, but it's been a good journey.
And I heard you speak about this earlier, and I can totally relate. Because I was on drugs for 30 years straight, whatever, and or 20 some odd years straight, and then got sober and had to relearn how to do everything.
Yeah.
I had to relearn how to talk to my friends, how to
Yeah.
chop it up with my family, how to play, sports, how to dance. I remember when you said dance, that resonated with me so much because I was just so used to just being fucked up and letting, at a rave, letting the drugs dance for me and all that.
Yeah.
But, like, so is that been kind of like a learning curve?
Totally. Like, I feel like I'm learning how to walk again. Like, everything is brand new. Everything's so different. And it's like, my main thing was alcohol. So, I mean, just to keep it super real, like, I was drinking only in the weekend for a while because of my job. I could not have alcohol in my system. If I get tested because something fucks up, like, I will lose my career. So then I would only drink in the weekend. But the amount that I would drink in the weekend was enough to supply, like, probably several people, like, you know what I mean? Like, for the fucking, like, I could kill, like, a 24-pack alone.
Right.
And just fucking keep going. And I was doing the most. Like, I was fucking drinking and driving. Like, there was a time where, like, and I have to openly admit it and say it out loud, and I could not say it out loud before, but I was driving with my kids, and I was, like, swerving, and I was close to, like, kind of a ledge, and shit could have went bad. Shit could have went so fucking bad, and I was in denial that I was even fucked up, but I knew I was fucked up, and, like, it just creeped on me, and I still fucking drank after that. I still fucking drank and drove, and it's like, and it kept haunting me, and I kept telling myself, like, shut the fuck up, that like, don't talk about that.
How much of, like, the ballsiness required to just do wild shit like catching spots was involved in, like, drinking and
Oh my God, my graffiti was so embarrassing when I was drinking.
So you feel like it was like, it wasn't
It was bad. It looked like a whole different person did the throwy, like, ew. And then I was like, dude, you want all these people to not call you toy. And you want, like, you get offended when they, like, say shit, but, like, look what the fuck you're doing, bro. Like, that shit is ugly as fuck. Like, you don't even want to repost it when people are tagging you in it because you're fucking embarrassed. And if you can't even do that, like, imagine, like, come on. You know, so it was that, and then it was also, like, a big fight I had with my ex, and just seeing how much he was drinking. I just, like, I was already trying to let go, like, trying to quit, but I couldn't. And then I had to end that relationship. I had to just say, fuck all this. Like, dude, you need to, like, own up to it. You need to admit it to yourself that you're a fucking drunk. You're fucking up. You have 2 fucking Deweys. If you get one more, you're going to prison, bro. Like, is it worth it? Like, it's not worth it. And also, like, just there's nothing positive that comes out of it. And I couldn't have just, like, 1 or 2. Like, a lot of people could have 1 or 2 beers and just chill and, like, have a great time and, you know, be talking or whatever. I can't do that. It's either 2 can go to 10 real fucking quick.
Fast.
Yeah.
Now,
And I want a shot, a buzzball, and a tall can, all in the same 5 minutes.
I'm a buzzball kind of guy as well.
So it's just not for me. It's just not for me. It's okay. And yeah, I got the spiritual thing. I went back to church because I begged God, like, help me, dude. Like, I can't do this shit on my own. Like, I can't. And I couldn't. The lie that I kept telling myself that certain things did not happen was just, like, eating at me all the time. And I was like, I need to be able to say this shit out loud, but I don't have the strength to tell myself that I'm doing this. So I need God to help me. And so I just started going back to church. And then my daughter got into it too. I don't mean to get all emotional, but, like, she saw, and, you know, and she's just like, I don't like it. I don't like it when you drink. I don't like this or whatever. Like, I was never an aggressive, angry drunk. I was always very happy, life of the party. So nobody knew I had a problem.
Right.
You know, but it was fucking up my life.
No, that was the same for me. Like it is very deceptive when people like to party with you and you're
Oh yeah, you're hella fun. So you're invited to every fucking thing, and then all of a sudden, like, you're not.
But well, and they also don't see that as soon as the party's over, like, how sick you are and you can barely fucking. That's what it was. I can barely. And I think that you know, my lady was very instrumental on me getting my shit together again after I had relapsed, and then like, and then she helped me kind of be like, dude, like, you ain't gonna be a motherfucking loser on my watch. Get your shit together, homeboy. You feel me? So.
Yeah. You need someone to push you, and for me, I had nobody to push me. Everybody kind of just said like I was tripping.
But I think your daughter
So
probably.
it was my daughter, and her choosing. She also chose to get baptized on her own.
Oh wow.
She asked the church to baptize herself.
That's amazing.
So, and she's only 11.
Oh wow.
And she was just like, I don't like your life. Like, I don't want that.
She's an old soul.
Yeah,
And
totally.
definitely. That's beautiful though. Now you're doing this interview masked up. You're still.
Yeah.
You're
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people are probably like, why is she doing that? Like, she shows her face in her page all the time. She does modeling. She does this. She does that. But my whole point with it was, I want you to hear me more than I want you to look at me, because it goes back to like how people will say like, oh, she's just getting clout because she has tits and ass, or she's pretty, or this or that. Okay, well, how about if I cover my entire self up? Do you fucking hear me now? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just was like, all right, I'm gonna go masked up and I'm gonna cover myself so you could understand me more than you're looking at me.
So this isn't for like legal purposes.
Nah,
like that.
but
Okay.
I don't give a fuck. I mean, it's already exposed on my page. I'm too far deep. Like, I mean, yes, like the legal shit is scary, but it's already there. I already fucked myself a long time ago doing that.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm glad. Thank you for clarifying, because I was gonna ask about that, because here you are, openly selling merch. You feel me? So people know how to get to. But there are anonymous graph writers that still like
Yeah, definitely.
Have you seen that dude Hopes, Roller King of LA right
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
He's like
yeah,
the most
yeah.
up dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Shouts to Hopes Shy.
Yeah,
all
shout
them,
out
you
to
feel me?
Hopes. Yeah, his
R.I.P.
shit's tight.
Search. You feel me?
Yeah.
Long live Search. Now he sells merch, but he ain't nobody know. I don't even know who Hopes is. Nobody knows. Hopes is the homie, but no one knows who Hopes is.
Yeah, he does a good job at hiding it. Yeah, but you know that everybody like posts from their phone, so we all have IP addresses which
Right.
connect to your fucking Wi-Fi or your
1,000%.
server. So if anybody really does want to get you, come on now, no
They
face,
gonna
no
get you.
case is bullshit. They're gonna get you because it's so easy to just track down shit now.
And there's cameras everywhere.
So yeah, and so even if you're wearing a mask outside, and you post some shit, as soon as you post, if you want to be fully discreet, don't post anything. Don't have a fucking Instagram. Don't fucking use a phone. Like that's just this day and age. You're fucked. Like, you know what I mean? So everybody's doing it. I feel like you put yourself in this situation. So face or not, you're risking it.
Sure, you definitely one of the realists. I fucks with everything you've said in this entire podcast.
Thank you.
What are and we're gonna need to spin the block and do this again. I know again you have like it's 2:55. I know you gotta.
It's okay.
shake-
There's a couple things I do want to say before I go
Yes,
though too.
because-
So
yes, yeah,
if
yeah,
I gotta
please.
call in work a little bit late, I'm
Okay,
okay.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you got a little bit of time, if
Yeah, I
that's
got
okay?
time.
Okay.
So one thing, why don't you touch on the things that you want to touch on? Because I had a final question as well after that.
Okay,
So
okay.
What are some things that you want to touch on right now?
So I just want to touch on like the female part too, like
Exactly what I was going to touch on as well. But
yeah.
Go ahead.
So like being a female in the game, like, you know, a lot of dudes hate on chick writers that show themselves, right? Because they're like, oh, she's just using her body, or she's, you know, using her face or whatever for clout. And you're so concerned on like the likes and the views and all this of a female's shit, right? That shows herself and her graffiti. But your focus is on these imaginary numbers that are basically like monopoly money. A view and a like don't pay my rent. They don't fucking protect me when I'm on the block. They don't do anything. It's a fucking, it's a visual.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion. So like, if your concern is so much focused on that, that's not the life I'm living. Like, yes, I'm getting that, but I don't value that.
Imagine being mad at a fucking hot piece of ass. That fool's really tripping. Oh, she's a girl. You guys are fucking lame, fool. You're mad that first of all, you're mad at bad bitches. That's fucking lame. Secondly, you're mad that girls are outdoing you with something and are iller at art than you. That's super lame. How about just don't be a mark?
But I understand that their art might be better than mine. I do get that. And I totally look up to these dudes. But what I'm saying is, like, my life's at risk just as much as yours is, because we're both trying to do the same thing. Like, your concern should be about protecting me as a female, not trying to cause harm because you're envious over a fake number. That's you need to take your mind out of this whole like internet shit that has value. These numbers don't have value. They don't feed my kids. They don't keep my lights on. I still have to go to work just like you do. Like, I still am risking my safety.
100%.
Just like
It's
you do.
probably more risky for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but the thing is this.
But
dude,
I
like,
just vlog a lot, and I'm just like very open. So that's, I think, how people are like invested in my stuff, is like they're a part of my life. But my page was my personal page since the beginning, and I refuse to make a separate page to please anybody because it's just too much to juggle. I don't have time.
imagine being jealous of somebody because they're doper than you and got more emotion.
Yeah.
It's just crazy for me.
Should
to
want to
even,
learn
like,
from the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, dude, how do I get to where she is? Like Cardi B said it. I'll never want to be like a why her and not me type of bitch. I want to be like, how the fuck do I get on that bitch's level or higher? Like, what is she doing that I'm not doing?
And this is okay, I'm so glad that you brought that up, because like this is what I was going to ask you is, what do you got to say to the young ladies that are trying to get in this game? What's the best piece of advice from someone that's seen the good, the bad, and ugly of the game, been through it, dated these motherfuckers, you feel me, been through the drama with them, been at wars with them, dissing their spots, dealt with other jealous females, got into it with the girls. You've been through everything you pretty much can with this graph shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, had fucking the hoorah on your helmet, all that. What the fuck do you got to say to these young ladies trying to get in the game?
Really make sure you have your morals and your respects and your values in your heart before you go into anything in life, but especially graffiti. You don't know who the next person is. You don't know their story. You don't know what they're capable of. You don't know how they're gonna take something. Really learn the politics of things, like your rules. I know a lot of people say it's graph, fuck the rules, but no, I definitely believe in rules, and there's just a respect line that you just do not cross. You need to like make sure that you move right. Don't go over anything you can't fucking burn. Don't fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't just go diss somebody's shit when you're all drunk. Like, you really, really need to pay attention to what you're doing and who and what lane you're like fucking with.
Respect the game, basically.
You know what I mean?
No one's
Like,
bigger than the program.
just as long as you got heart and you're willing to back your shit, whatever move you make, you better be willing to back it up or own to it. You know, I've done something really bad in fucking Oakland once, and I had my fair share where I got spanked, you know, like a little humiliated, but it was my own fuck up. I went on a MSK wall and I fucking did a roller shot above theirs, and I didn't realize, and I was drinking, and I didn't realize that their shit had been running for years.
Shouts to Mad Society Kings.
Yes.
Real LA shit.
It was illegal, or like their wall, you know, like that. There was no rollers above it. Mm-hmm. And I fucking thought, hey, open spot, right? So I fucking go do a roller, and then I put on my page, and then some dude hits me up, and he's like, who the fuck gave you permission to fucking go up there and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, what? It's Oakland though. Oakland's like grilled. Why is this guy coming at me like this, right? But I thought, well, like, obviously I fucked up. Maybe I should look into this before I talk shit, because my ego wants to be like, fuck you, like, blah, 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 you know? But I'm like, wait, no, I probably did something wrong. So I start like looking into it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'm looking at the dates. I'm like, these are runners. Oh my God, like, but I was like, but I didn't drip on theirs. But no, that doesn't even matter. Like, you just totally disrespected their shit by doing your like mediocre ass roller above their burners that have been running. Like, fuck. So then he's like, we're gonna go buff your shit. And I was like, you know what? All right, now I'm gonna reply, because now I'm like fucking pissed. Don't touch my shit. Do
Right.
not fucking touch my shit. I don't care if you're fucking King Tut. Don't touch my shit. I'm gonna
Right.
get fucking mad. And then I'm like, dude, but I'm going against these guys. Let me see, how am I gonna handle this? So I hit him up and I'm like, look, I fucked up. This is my reasonings why. I didn't notice it was this, and I should have noticed. I wasn't paying attention. It is Oakland. I was drinking. Not that it's an excuse. I made a shitty move. Let me go out there and buff it myself, because if you fucking diss it or you buff it, it's gonna rub me the wrong way and I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. And I don't want to feel a type of way towards you guys, because you guys are definitely in the right that I should have not did that. Let me go handle it. So I fucking got off work in the morning, working graveyard, went, got the same fucking paint. He goes, if you buff it yourself today or tomorrow morning, we'll leave you alone, you know? And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm about my word. He's like, we'll see. So I'm like, okay. So I fucking made sure I matched the same color as the fucking wall. Drove my ass from San Jose all the way to Oakland. Went, buffed out the whole fucking thing. And then, because I had two of my homegirls hit up on the side of me too.
Right.
So this was hot pink, a little sloppy.
You should have left it up.
End
Fuck
to
a
end.
bit,
No. It's
No,
about
I feel
respect.
you.
It's
I
about
feel you.
respect.
I
And
feel
so
you.
I went and I fucking I buffed the entire thing out and I made it look like it never happened. And then I sent him the picture and he was like, I respect you more now, you know? And I was like, all right, cool. And then we never really talked again, but he you know, he
Those are
stuck
probably
around.
Like
He's-
70 years old.
But it's just the having morals and like,
No, I
when you
respect-
fuck up, you need to own your shit.
I respect the
You
fuck
know?
out of that. And there's a, like Oakland is those Fruitvale tracks over there are legendary, crews like TDK, you know what I mean? RIP Dream. There's so much amazing history on
Yeah.
those walls over there and on those cars. So that's dope, and that's dope to hear you actually have that foundation and that. So that's the main advice that you would impart to the upcoming ladies.
Have respect. Have respect.
But what about would you kick any game to them? Like, hey, a lot of these dudes don't care about you being a writer. They're just trying to get in your draws.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 1000%. Don't paint with just anybody. Don't. There's going to be 1,000 dudes in your DM. You do not have to reply to them. If they get offended, they get offended. But how would it be if you replied to all of them and you went and you painted with all of them? And when you go paint with people, I know that I don't fuck everybody, but not everybody knows that. So then you're gonna get this whole people talking about you, she's fucking this guy, she's fucking that guy, whatever. Even if you know it's not true, you're still gonna get that image. So make sure that whoever you paint with, you're gonna be okay with people seeing that you painted with this person. And what are they gonna say about you? Are they gonna lie on you and say they did something with you, or are they gonna fucking, you know what I mean? There's just so much to that. It's insane, because you're just
Totally.
doing fucking art.
Yeah, and that's the thing that bothers me is when I'll see a female with a dope ass spot or a dope ass mural or something, and people would be like, oh, I'm sure the dude that she used to fuck that taught her how to do this would be really proud right now.
Yeah,
It's there's no, men are not more artistically inclined. In fact, I'd say it's the opposite. Women, I would say, have more of a propensity to be stronger visual artists. I'm not speaking on graffiti in particular.
Yeah.
I'm just saying as
Yeah,
far
yeah,
as
totally.
the fine motor skills and the certain attributes required and just
But a lot of women do learn things from men in graffiti.
This is true as well.
Yeah,
This
because
is true
there's
as well.
tools. There's tools you need to use. There's different caps. There's different there's so many different things. I will be honest. I take a lot of I take a lot of pride in the fact that I can still stand up today and say no man has helped me. My shit might be toyed to you, but I have still progressed and learned all my tools. All those whole cars, I have my shit down to a science now, where before I didn't. But I had to learn handles. I had to learn different sponges. I had to learn all my everything on my own. What works on this type of train. Each type of train has different type of sponges that I use. I have an entire fucking book I could probably write on that
Wow.
shit.
Wow.
By myself though, just from experience. alone.
You're addicted, aren't you?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Well, once an addict, always an addict, right?
100%.
But yeah.
And it is 100%.
I just switched the substance. It's paint.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is literally like a thing of where we get high off of the fumes and the paint. That's part of it. Right? It's a free lapse.
But with being a girl, the other thing I wanted to talk about is like, so this past weekend I was supposed to be in this this freight rider show called Tiny Giants, and they really fucked me over, and I feel like a lot of it was because I was a female, and dude thought he could like really take advantage of me, and not in a sexual way, but like money way, and then put me in to like this lower category because I'm a girl and I'm not gonna say shit or I'm not gonna do nothing or whatever.
Is this just for bombing, or is this for like freight riders, like fools that like hop trains and shit?
Oh, not writers. Yeah, bombing. Yeah.
And I know there's an overlap there because a lot of fools do.
Yeah. So I was asked to be in that show, highlighted as a female freight rider with the most whole cars as a for like female. And
that's quite a distinction. That's an honor right there.
When I was told that, I was like, holy shit, someone's recognizing me. Fuck yeah, I'm down, you know? And that was back in July that I was asked to join it. So after that, I was like, well, I gotta make like merch for this shit. So I'm gonna make some merch out of like pictures of me because I wanted this shirt made. But
that's dope. I like that one.
To be able to afford the mass amount of these shirts that I needed, I had to make shirts literally with like photos of me in a bikini doing a roller, like to see if they would sell at a higher price so I could afford to buy that shirt.
Did it work or what?
It did work. And then I also painted these. I did these whole scale trains and I painted like...
Those are so hard, bro.
I think 13 of them, and I sold them so I could have money to make my merch.
This is awesome. This is the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, and I did that as like time waits for no man, and he has a roller pole because he's chasing the train. Because it fucking sucks when you're doing your train and it takes off on you before you can finish. So that was my little joke about that. But yeah, so this train show, I thought I was going there to be highlighted, and I was actually like really made a fucking joke. And
do you want to get into how? Like,
yeah.
What happened?
So I was told to make a hoe scale, which is this, or a HO scale, but I call it a hoe scale. But this one, and then also a G scale, and the G scale is about 3 feet long. Okay. And the dude wanted me to make a replica of an actual hoe car that I had did. Okay. And he wanted, like, I would have to pay for that myself to put in the show, which is fine, whatever. But I needed to make this fucking money, so I painted a bunch of these, and I sold those shirts with my ass on them. And then when I had said I was gonna make the quote shirts, this guy's like, the one that runs the show said, well, who are you gonna have print your shirts? And I said, well, I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought that far. And he said, let us print your shirts. I have a friend that can help me, and then we'll put it on our website since you're gonna be in the show anyways, like as if they're gonna help promote me. Right. Okay. So I'm thinking like I'm highlighting all this shit. Dude ends up fucking making faulty ass shirts. If you wash this shirt once or twice, these peel off. Oh, okay. Like, and it's silk screen, so it shouldn't do that after one, you know? Right. So, and I paid extra to have them on higher quality t-shirts.
But he just flamed you, huh?
He did, and he played like this middleman role with like this silkscreen company. I guess the silkscreen company just did the silkscreen part, but the Tiny Giants guy went and like bought the shirts himself and then did some other weird shit with like trying to like heat cure them at a different shop and just like so he could weasel his cut in there. So they charged me like $12 per shirt. What the fuck? And then the silkscreen guy had only charged $3 to do his part. So then that means the Tiny Giants dude took what, like $9, Bruh. And he probably paid like 2 or 3 for the actual t-shirt. So then he made what, like 6 or 7 on each shirt, right? So then that's whatever. Everybody needs to make their money, but
that's a straight finesse move. What the fuck?
Yes, and it tells a lot about his character. I wouldn't have found out or bitched about it if they weren't coming apart. Now, I'm not gonna sell that shit to my people.
That shit got a
that's
Gildan
fucked
tag
up.
on it, huh?
I think some other shit. Suna?
Okay, yeah. See, it got
But-
it ain't got a branded tag or nothing. You feel me?
So I got upset and I was like, dude, you need to either like give me my money back so I can go through a legit shop the right way, or you're gonna have to reprint them. I'll give you the chance to like make new ones. He didn't want to make new ones. He wanted to run them through a heat thing again and then wash them to see if it worked. And I'm like, dude, I'm not selling washed fucking shirt. Like, these are supposed to be brand new in the package, like nice quality. I'm selling them for $35. I'm not gonna sell somebody who fucking, I think the most, like, going back, like, what if somebody put their fucking like their phone bill on fucking like extension, you know, to be able to like, because they're such a fan and they're like, fuck, I
Right.
want this and it just came out and she's gonna sell out. Like, I think of all that stuff and like how hard it is to
then they
make
get it,
money.
and then the W
it's
falls off.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just, I don't know, it's just the principle of the whole thing. So I wouldn't accept them, you know? And then I did not know that all this shit about this guy had that not happened. Had he not burned me with those shirts, I would have not found out that he stole fucking art from people and like legit people that are like bigger writers than me. They have whole scales like this in the fucking show that are like stolen from other writers that like have asked for them back or money for them or whatever, and he won't respond to them. And he first, before he stopped responding to them, he said like, I don't know what you're talking about. Dude, my fucking train's in your glass showcase. What the fuck do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? And then he stops replying. And then he'll just like block people.
And,
So,
and
like,
you're a girl and you're from out of town, so you feel
yeah.
like you could.
Yeah. And so he got upset about the whole shirt ordeal. And instead of giving me the big wall that he promised, which was probably like the size of, I think, this wall.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have like some fucking lemonade stand. He wanted me to do a vintage theme, which I was okay with because I thought the way he sold it to me was like, you dress pin up, like your name's Sugar. I think it would be really cool to do like a picnic style, like
This
Sugar
dude sounds
theme
horny.
with fucking lemonade, whatever, right?
He sounds horny.
So I was like,
Right?
oh, okay, so you want a lemonade stand with my name on it? So it's gonna be a prop, right? Like, cool. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna serve it
I suggest
though.
you clean the pipes before you make suggestions like
I was
this
like,
in the
I'm not
future.
gonna serve it though, because I think you're devaluing me as a freight rider if you're trying to have me serve it. He's like, no, you'll pass it out, and I'm like, no, I won't. So we had already talked about that before I even showed up to the thing to set it up. I said, I'll do it as a prop, and I'll pour the lemonade in the little sample cups. I have no problem doing that while I'm manning my station. But I'm not going to be standing behind the fucking thing serving it like I work there.
It sounds like he tried to finesse you into like being
Free labor.
Yeah, like being a merch worker. Like, what the
yeah.
fuck?
So okay. So then I'm already pissed off about the shirts when I'm there, and then this whole lemonade stand thing. He changed my wall from being this fucking big to being like kitty corner and that wall over there, which is only like a couple feet. This lemonade stand he was building was the size of a fucking pallet, like the width of a pallet.
Yeah.
So it'd be kitty corner, and then that leaves me with like a foot and a half, almost
You
2
can't
feet.
even turn around.
Yeah, and almost 2 feet for my G-scale train that I paid $300 for and painted and everything. That's supposed to be displayed on some table. How's that gonna fit in that corner? You're shoving it there next to a fucking exit door. So you're telling me people are gonna come to the lemonade stand, bump into my fucking train, and like everything's covered. Where the fuck does my merch table go? So I told him, let's be real, it doesn't fit there. Like, you're doing this in a weird way, and I don't understand why you're putting me in this corner when you have me as a headliner on the flyer.
Yeah.
So there was 2 flyers. The flyer with my name on it, he had only sent me to put on my page. On his page,
This is a typical thing that promoters in the rap game do as well. This is just not just happening graffiti.
so who's chasing clout here, dude? Me or you? You fucking put my name on a flyer only for my page that directs people to yours and to the event. And mind you, people came from fucking out of state to come to this thing, and even came out of state like excited to meet me.
Right.
So then the fucking lemonade thing, right? So I was like, dude, like this, I will reason with you. If you want me to go in this bitch-ass corner, move your lemonade stand.
He should have just been like, hey, I got this cage on the wall. You're going to dance in there.
Yeah.
Like, you feel
I
me?
was like, I'll definitely work with you. Still, I will deliver the show because I already promised people I was going to be here. But you need to move the lemonade stand at least. And there was like this pole that was kind of like a safety hazard. So I was like, why don't you just put it right there and block it?
Like I said, a pole.
It's still.
I see his intention.
It's still like near me, and I can make the whole lemon theme, whatever. But he said no, I don't like that idea. So then he put a fucking green screen on the big wall for his photo booth, which like didn't need all that space. And I was like, why are you not putting the photo booth in that little corner away? So when people are in line, they're not like in the way anyways, right? You're putting it on the biggest art wall in here, like. And then the men in the show have fucking huge walls that they're painting and displays. And he told me,
you're the only woman in the show.
yes. And he told me it's because they're veterans and you should be lucky to even be around them. So I was like, oh, you want me to fucking bow down now or later? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're already degrading me. And then you want me to fucking stand behind this limp? Dude, fuck you. I said,
did dude try to pop at you at all before and like you wouldn't fuck with him? Like, I'm just curious.
no, I mean, he made his little like remarks, but nothing crazy. I don't want to over exaggerate, but that probably was there. But I also just turned a blind eye to shit because I'm very dry with everybody. I don't like leave that room for flirt. Like I shut it down before it even.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And they're tripping. You graffiti writer girls are toxic as fuck. Like, what the fuck?
But yeah, like he made his comments before, but it wasn't anything crazy where I'm like, he was trying to, like, I don't want to turn it into that. He was really trying to just be a control freak and wanted me as it looked like a model probably. Like
yeah,
he liked the attraction part that it would have brought in people, right? Okay. But what he doesn't realize is those people already value me for what I do. So they were going to come anyways.
Yeah.
And then I'm the only one sorry, I don't mean to cut you
No,
off, but I'm the only one who
please.
shows my face. So I've already done shows, and even like I do stuff like at lowrider shows and stuff and take photos with people. I would have been taking pictures at your fucking event with people.
Yeah, you didn't need the lemonade stand.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
But if you want it as a prop and that's your kind of vision, cool, let's fucking do it. I'll help you like make the shit dope. But if you're gonna put me in this little corner, I looked at him and I said, I don't need to do this. Like I don't need to be here. I'm not losing anything by walking the fuck away from this. Like, you're making it seem like you're doing me this huge favor. You already fucked me over with the shirts. So, like, I've already came out my ass like $2,500 to come be in your little fucking glorified event for our illegal shit.
Right.
Then I found out, which I didn't even know, and I should have really researched this, and I feel fucking bad, that the VIP tickets were $90. I did not know that. He's making $90 off of everybody for these VIP tickets.
And there's hundreds of people there.
And there's people going there for this fancy ass venue that's on fucking Skid Row. Like you can put a fucking hooker in a nun costume. She's still a fucking hooker.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can dress shit up. It's still like not.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? What's your fucking mission? So then anyway, he made a ton of fucking like profit on the tickets and like all this other shit, and he expected to make a bunch of money that day, but it's like, what did you give your artists? Nothing. We had to come out of our pocket to do this show, which is fine.
No, that's a straight finesse move. I don't know. They got y'all fucked up.
I mean, it's fine.
And it
like,
sounded like he
people pay
wanted
for space, but like you literally fucked us over and stole art. And I didn't find that out till I opened my mouth about the shirts. So dudes started messaging me saying like, fuck that guy. He takes from writers. He does this. He does that. And I was like, holy shit, this whole situation's way bigger than me. So he called me a fucking bitch and like did all this whatever. And I left the argument in the venue the day of setting it up. I went to his house because I was riding with another rider and I came with him. So I have no car. I have no way of getting home right away. I'd have to stay another day and a half to be able to catch the flight that was booked for me to go back home before I was coming back. And I was like, fuck that. I'll spend my last money to fucking get home on a flight earlier. I hit up one of my homies. I tell him what's going on. Shout out to ASO. He fucking picked me up through like a few hours after the incident happened in the morning, and fucking picks me up. He's like, you want to fucking do a whole car? Like, you want to blow off some steam before you jump on the flight? I'm like, fuck yeah. He just so happens to have like the money colors, and I did a whole car of bitch better have my money.
Let's go.
I was like, motherfucker.
And Sugar, that, me and Germ, you good with us wherever. You could always, we'll make sure
But
you're good
it was
with
just
us.
a really fucked situation. And at the time when I did that whole car, it was about the money, it was about the shirts, and it was about degrading me personally. I didn't know that he was doing this shit to other writers, and I was hesitant.
I do feel like he wanted the chonies, and there's an element of that there.
I was hesitant to post saying that I was pulling out of Tiny Giants because I had this other thing going on with a way bigger company that picked me up called World of Pencils.
So and that's what that is, right there.
That's what this is, because I wanted to make a kid's shirt a movement. I wanted to bring back the pencil and take away the tablet a little bit, and teach kids how to use art as an expression, because a lot of kids are getting fucking bullied, and then they're also looking up to these influencers online that are doing like smoke and mirror shit.
That are just straight J-Cats.
I want to bring back art a little bit and the pencils. But anyway, that brand, they have like 1.2 million followers. Wow. And they're like legit followers. They're not bot. They're a very respectable company. They actually work with tattoo artists, not graph
essentially,
artists.
You are already making moves in the corporate sphere with different companies and things like that. So you don't want to have a bunch of negativity on your page.
Yeah, and I was scared, and
I
looked at ASO, and we were in the car, and I just finished the whole car, and I was like, if I post this shit right now, I could lose everything I just fucking worked for, because I was about to launch these
at that
2 days that were coming ahead.
Okay.
And then I told him, and I told him, like, dude, I don't know. And I had like tears in my eyes because I felt like this dude had me by the balls.
Right.
Even though I don't have balls, I got fucking ovaries. You know?
Right.
So I was like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm like, and I looked at it and I said, you know what? I can't though. I can't. Like, it's not in me to just shut up and take it. I'm just gonna fucking do it. And if I lose the contract, like, I fucking lose it. Like, fuck it. Like, I'll just have to rebuild, but at least I still have my fucking integrity, you know? And so then I put it out there. And as soon as I put it out there, just that I wasn't going to be in the show, I didn't even say nothing else but that I wasn't going to be in the show and the bitch better have my money song. I got the fucking DM saying he was an art thief. And then I was like, oh, word? And then so I started putting all these things together, and I started saving stories of these other writers, and I was like, dude, fuck this guy. Fuck no, I'm not gonna let this happen. So I went home.
Is this a dude you respected before all this?
Yeah. And so I went home. Well, there was actually, I didn't super respect him because I didn't know much about him, but I knew that people that I look up to and I respect were in this show.
Got you.
And maybe not this year, but in prior years they were. And these are all big dogs that I'm like, dude, like, this guy is so fucking dope.
No, I've definitely heard of the show. It's
like,
a pretty, like, well-known graffiti
I want to
community.
be like, you know, like, I admire these dudes. Like,
Right.
the writers, not
Right.
the guy. And I was like, well, if they're fucking doing it, then it should be okay, you know? And I didn't know that people just weren't really speaking up. Or maybe not everybody got done dirty. Only the ones that he knew he could get over on, you know? So then I catch a flight. I book a flight right after we finish the whole car, and I'm like, dude, can you take me to the airport? I'm just gonna go home. There's no reason for me to be here. I could be at work making money, doing overtime. I could be like doing art. I could be a bunch of other shit. I could be with my kids. Like, fuck this. I'm out of here. So I go home. I fucking go home. I run 6 miles full of fucking rage. I don't know what else to do with myself. I want to drink. I want to get fucked up. I want to break my sobriety. I'm just like, it took everything in me not to break everything in his house, not to steal anything, not to fucking do anything that could be wrong, because then that changes my word. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you're no longer have the high ground at that point.
So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? I went running 6 miles, and when I run, I was like, I'm going to fuck him in the ass artistically. So I planned on coming back he sent a guy with the shirts that he like washed and repackaged and fucking said they were gonna be good. I tested them as soon as that dude dropped them off. I put them in 2 different washes and a fucking another washer just to make sure it wasn't mine.
Right.
I hit up other people. Hey, can you send me a picture of your shirt, like how it looks? Shirts were fucked. People that didn't even tell me that they were fucking up. So I was like, all right, let me make sure I'm right before I go cause a scene, because I'm gonna go cause a big fucking scene. So then I came back. I got all the shirts. I came back to LA.
When this T-shirt dies, pour the ashes in the incinerator.
I came back and I brought all the shirts with me, and I was like, I'm gonna still show up to the show like I said I was going to for the people that wanted to meet me, but instead I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna fucking pass out flyers of this train idea I have. I'm gonna paint in my mind. I painted a lemon fucking Thomas the Train as a piggy bank with money flying out.
Whoa.
And I matched the fucking the piece to look like his logo.
No
and
baby
I changed
oil
it from
for Diddy?
no Vaseline.
Oh, no Vaseline.
And I changed it from Tiny Giants to Tiny Fraud. Like, you know, and then I took pictures of it, and I immediately after I took pictures of it, I went to Kinko's, I printed it out as flyers, and I fucking didn't even shower. I didn't even nothing. I just fucking was on the move. I went to the show. I bought boxes of fucking lemonade. I was like, all right, bitch, you want me to pass out fucking lemonade? I'm gonna pass out lemonade in front of your show. And I bumped no Vaseline the entire time on repeat. He was fucking pissed. He was so pissed that I exposed everything. He went outside and he told security to tell me to get gone and stuff. And they're like, hey man, like, I only work for you for the venue.
Yeah.
She's on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing to do with the fucking sidewalk. And dude's like, hey, like to me, you know, and I'm passing out the shirts for free. I didn't even want the money. I'm like, I'm not gonna take nobody's money. Hey, you want a shirt? You want a flyer? You want to know about this show? You want to know, like, you know, I didn't stop nobody from going in the show. I didn't cause commotion. Well, I caused commotion, but I didn't cause like a scene,
right,
you know, like stopping
right.
people or telling them, fuck it, blah, blah. No,
right.
I did a peaceful protest, you know, and I was just like, here's a flyer for the show. And then I gave them shirts and I gave them fucking lemonade. Yeah, and I said, when I posted the train, I said, every time you hear this song, No Vaseline, you might have fucked me over, like out my money, out my time, out of everything, and these other writers too. But we can make that shit back. I can make everything back.
Right.
But you will be haunted forever.
Exactly.
Every time you hear this fucking song, every time
you
this
get fucked like a bitch for no Vaseline.
Every time you see this train get flicked, you're gonna have to relive that you spent $10,000 or more like creating this event, which is a lot of money to you. Well, my $2,000 was a lot to me,
right?
You know, and 35 to somebody else is a lot to them.
So
regardless of the number, if you're gonna fuck us, then I'm gonna fuck up your shit too.
Especially in a field where there's not that much money. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to fight to.
I'm pretty sure he didn't make back what he thought he was gonna make back or anything, because he came out really pissed off, and I recorded him. And one of the comments that he said to me that really pissed me off was, "Oh, what's the matter? You let your emotions get the best of you." So when I saw him come outside furious and fucking his boy like took him to the side and he's just like whatever, I walked over to him and I recorded and I said, "Oh, what happened? You let your emotions get the best of you?" Like, yeah, dude, it doesn't feel good, huh? It does not feel good.
You're a whole sleep paralysis demon.
Fuck, dude. Like, I just stand up for what's right, man. Like,
no, honestly, I really, really admire you standing on 10 with that and not allowing yourself. And I think that would be, if I could send a message to not, you know, all up and coming graffiti writers, but particularly the women, like, this is how you don't get marked out. Like, listen to what the fuck she's been talking about this whole past, you know, podcast, where she's talked about, yeah, there's situations she was wrong. She stood on business and corrected those wrongs. And were situations where people try to take advantage of her, that's out.
Yeah.
That's not cracking. As a matter of fact, we gonna put a little bit of salt in the wound. You feel me? Like, if it come down to it. So I love the way that you did that. And, you know, between your Wu-Tang tat and between
Thank you.
referencing No Vaseline of all the songs you could have chose. incredible. And I guess that's because the lemon was fucking Thomas the Tank Engine in the butt.
and I made sure that that it was a girl lemon and she had a strap on because I don't have a dick, but
Wow.
you know, I was like, yeah.
Although I'm not down with dudes getting fucked on by straps, and I'm a huge fan of Thomas. Because I grew up reading his books.
But I had to make it like a joke because that's a toy train, and you know, in the graph world, we use the word
fucked
toy.
up.
And,
you fucked up, bro. And Tiny
but
Giants.
You know who
I'm
stuck
sorry.
by me was World of Pencils. They actually called me, and did a meeting with me the next day after I had flew back home. Between all of this, before I had came back to LA, so I had like a day in between to get my shit together to come execute my plan, and I met up with Alana from World of Pencils, and she was like, dude, you didn't lose us. Like, we entirely have your fucking back, and they want to do other projects with me that I can't really talk about right now, but it is going to go into Japan. So
amazing.
I'm going to end up having my artwork for them in Japan.
It's gonna be a lemon with a strap-on pencil, fucking the bullet train, the Japanese bullet train in the ass.
But there will be a sticker of that to add to my stickers of like stuff. And I do want to shout out really quick, Wicked. He's a sticker maker in San Jose. Talking about like how it's hard to get love from people that don't expect anything. Wicked actually pulled up to the liquor store wall that I was painting, and he made slaps out of my pieces and said, I don't, you know, I follow you. I like your work. I don't expect anything in return. I brought these for you like as a gift and just to kind of show you what I do and whatever. And I just wanted to meet you. And I was like, fuck, like no one's ever just been like, you know, like here,
right,
you know. So I was like, let me hit you up tomorrow. So I hit him up within the next couple days. I gave him my slap ideas, and I was like, look, I want this. He vectorized it, and fucking from there, like I don't plan on working with anybody else for slaps but him.
That's
you know?
that's dope.
And yeah, I think that's.
And that's dope to see
amazing.
that.
He made the Fools Gone Wild or the Suge Gone Wild thing. He made all these slaps, everything. My Selena Yolanda, everything.
You got some ill ass shit, fool. I ain't gonna lie.
This is his Wicked. Wicked slaps in San Jose for sure. If you guys need anything.
And that's dope to see that this A got a whole self-sustaining ecosystem for the graph heads.
Yeah,
you know
he
what I
looks
mean?
out for writers, and I just, you know, people that have genuine intentions. Like I definitely want to make sure that like if I'm gonna eat, they're gonna eat too, you know.
Well, Sugar, you know that
Thank you.
me as well as Germ fully support you. You're an awesome person, incredible artist. I would love to spin the block on this, have you back anytime you're in
Thank
town.
you.
You feel me? Any other messages you would like to convey to the people today?
I just wanted to like shout out one more person that's been there through everything with me from like almost day one. Dyer from DTC KYT. That's one of my best, I would say my best friends, and someone I look up to the most. Every situation that I've had, he doesn't stop me, but I go to him and tell him like, am I right or am I wrong? Like this is my idea of this beef, and like here's all my proof of this. Here's what happened. Like, you know, like tell me if I'm fucking tripping, because I just need to run it by somebody who's solid, you know?
He's essentially like a good moral compass in that regard for
Definitely,
you, like a big homie.
Man. Like, yeah, I would definitely say that's like my big homie. I have so much love for that guy, and he's actually a quadriplegic now. He got in an accident in 2008.
It's crazy.
And he was one of the biggest fucking freight riders.
Wow.
Up to then.
Wow.
And then, well, still, you know, but now he fucking paints with his mouth.
I was gonna say, I was literally gonna ask that question. No funny shit. That's dope.
So he's like, you know, I'm a lot like him. I don't want to say he's like me. He's older than me, but like we have a lot of similarities where like don't take shit from nobody and never stop and just keep fucking going. Like no matter what fucking happens to you, like until the day you fucking die, like it is not over.
There it is. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Any writers, bombers, crews you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, I think I pretty much, yeah, ASOL, like I said, for helping me out, fucking Dyer, Wicked, my homie Webb, he does mops out in the Bay. He's always been there for me a lot. Fuck, I don't want to go into a roll call because I'm gonna miss
you'll
people.
forget people, they gonna get mad. All right, I was already
Debate and Lords, that's also one of my
Shouts
big
to Lord's
homies.
crew, yeah. Shouts to Topper, shouts to all my
Debate's
Lord's
been there
homies,
for me through fucking years of shit. He deals with a lot of my shit.
Yeah,
Debate's like a big brother to me.
yeah, and I'd like to shout out some Bay Area graph crews just because we are ACM, CK, TDK, TFK, Lords, so many legendary crews, writers, and all that. RIP Shrooms, Long Live Animal, you feel me? Yeah.
One last one that just came to my mind right now. Kinos one from out here.
That's right.
Man, I look up to that guy. He fucking does everything from illegal to legal to merch to everything. I recently went to New York with him. This sticker Wicked made of a fucking a staircase that I hit in New York.
Oh, that's bad right here.
I went on that trip with Kinos.
That's you right there. That's hard.
Yeah, and
I don't know if you're familiar with my boy Stewie, Optimus and Stewie. They've been killing the Bay Area for years. Shouts to them.
Yeah,
yes.
and I just want to say, like, he treated me more than amazing, like fucking family, like, you know, and he had my back out there, and I was able to help him out doing some of his legal gigs out there, and then we went and painted Coney Island together, and I just really admire his drive and like the fact that he's one of those writers that does everything.
Yeah,
like every fucking
I mean, that's kind of like you, that you have like
Yeah.
you have like, this is like more old school style,
Yeah.
but then you have more wild, you know what I'm saying? You're across the
So
board
that's
with
someone
it.
I really look up to that does what I do, that doesn't just bomb, you know.
Sugar, one of the illest, good friend of mine. You feel me?
Thank you.
She will return. We will return, and
yeah.
we're gonna
Sorry,
need to.
I talk a lot.
No. I love it. I had no idea. I would have had you come over at 10 in the morning if I would have known. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we about this bitch. Like, share, subscribe. We gonna post some links for what Sugar got cracking off in the description as well.
Oh, IG Sugalita 408 SUGAH 408.
Should be changing it though. So by
This
the time
is the last one.
Okay,
This is the final and last.
She says.
one right here. Nah,
She
that's
says.
it. I feel like I did the abuelita sticker because, you know, people make fun of like older writers, especially girls, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna roll with it. Yeah, I am getting older. I'm not old, but like I'm getting
Girl,
older.
you're like you're barely. Are you even out your 20s yet? Like.
I'm in my early 30s,
Get
but
the fuck out. I'm 42. We're about to need to catch a fade.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like in the graph world, it's always seen as like, what are you fucking you're not 14, like stop acting like it.
Well,
like
there's
shit, you know what I mean?
All these old
But-
graffiti legends are in their 50s. Our homies from MTA, CBS,
So, I just
AWR.
accept-
Look at these fools are in their 50s, killing it.
Well, I accepted it, and I made my abuelita sticker. So Sugalita is like me coming of age,
She's fucking barely
growing
30.
up. No, I'm over 30, but I'm not close to 40 yet. I don't want to say my exact age because then I give out too much info. But yeah, I turned the abuelita into a Sugalita 408
That's hard.
ounces, you know, made in
That's
San
hard.
Ho, and yeah, I think it's like with owning everything about you, you know. So Sugalita is the last handle.
Sugar, one of the raddest people we know. We absolutely adore her. Once again, we about this biatch. Ooh.
Much love.
Yeah.
Thank you.